What Airbnb did to Athens in 10 years? It sounds like some fucking doom
Imagine
and
you're
despair.
living in a modest one-bedroom apartment
Alright,
in
I'm
your
imagining.
hometown.
Yep.
You've been the ideal tenant,
Yep.
always paying rent on time, keeping the place immaculate, and getting along well with your
Being
neighbors.
enclosed? Yeah,
Now, the lease
naturally.
is up for renewal, but instead of offering you an extension, the landlord wants you out. Not because someone else from the community needs the space, but because a tourist or a digital nomad is willing to pay more.
Right.
you
Oh
once
wow,
paid-
just to pay more. Dude, these have to be like crypto guys that are like able to do this, like kind of like money like that. There's like no way that like a normal civilian is making a investment like that. Yo, what's up, Multi?
Paid 500 euros for a month.
Okay.
The landlord can now earn that in a single week. It's a win for him, but for you,
Damn,
it
and
means
you just get
packing
kicked out
up
on the
and
street?
leaving your home.
Do you get
You're full.
warnings like across the lands? Like I know like in America, like sometimes you get wait, do you have to give a 2 weeks notice for working on moving out? I'm so stupid. Like, cause like for working you have to do two weeks notice, but this like do you have to? Yeah, what's up?
Forced to move. Farther from the city, farther from your job, farther from your family.
That's unfortunate.
Rental prices in the capital city of Athens have nearly doubled.
Wow.
Across the country,
That's
they're
crazy.
up almost 70%, a serious problem when wages have not risen for over a decade.
So wait, 70% of the houses are
In the
Airbnbs?
capital city of Athens have nearly doubled. Across the country, they're up almost 70%.
Oh, I see, like
a
houses.
serious problem when
Jeez.
wages have
Yo,
not
that's
risen for over a
crazy.
decade. Behind the postcards and the
Wow.
beaches
And
is
this is in 10 years. So this is like when Airbnb was relatively new, right?
the countryside
This
in
is
the
like
middle
Bitcoin, bro. Bitcoin in 2010 or
of a
whatever.
severe housing and cost of living crisis. Tourism drives much of Greece's economy, employing nearly 2 million people. But in cities
wow.
like
2
Athens,
million.
short-term rentals like Airbnb have surged,
Right.
pushing out locals and driving
Wow.
up rents.
Interesting.
Here's a map of Airbnb-registered properties
show
in
me.
central Athens. The red dots mark
Oh.
entire homes or apartments, while the green ones represent private rooms listed
Wow.
on the platform. Pretty dense,
Oh, wow.
right? As of December
That's a lot of houses, dude.
2024,
What? Okay.
there were over 14,000 Airbnb listings in central
I
Athens.
feel like that can like destroys like the neighborhood like vibe of like a city. I feel like Athens. I mean, I have no idea like what Athens like looks like as a city, but I feel like it feels like to me it'd be like tight knit in a way. So I feel like that this like destroys that. That's unfortunate.
Alone.
'Cause I
But
feel
that's
like
not
a
even the
very
most
beautiful thing. 'Cause
surprising.
It's like yeah, then you just got people like this walking around. Like no one's settled. I feel like when you live in a place that like everyone like seems like they're settled and they're living and whatnot, like they're just like ingrained within the location that they're at. It helps you kind of ground yourself with it as well, and like does that make sense? Yeah, helps you ground. How does that make sure? Like it helps you ground yourself with it. For sure. But then seeing this, I feel like you're like always on the move. You can never feel like comfortable where you're at. But maybe that's like overthinking it. But this is a lot. It employs 2 million people, he said.
What's truly staggering is the number of listings per host.
lot.
More than 70% of all listings in central Athens are multi-listings, meaning they're managed by hosts who operate 2 or more properties.
Dude, they
For
got
comparison, in
entrepreneurs.
Paris, that figure is 32%.
Wow.
In
Why
Berlin,
Athens?
39%.
Just Athens.
Even in Rome, it's 59%.
pretty
This
high.
isn't just a few locals making extra cash, it's a full-blown industry. Behind the scenes, a network of landlords,
Hey, so where's the next country? Hey, where do I invest? Sign me up. That just sounds like we gotta sign me up.
property managers and
sounds
short-term
bad.
rental companies are running
There's
this
probably laws
business
now
at
against
scale.
that.
But
Maybe.
what about the people who actually live here, the permanent residents?
They're cooked.
In Greece, the minimum wage hovers around 700 euros a month.
A month?
Some earn a bit more.
Oh wait,
maybe
700 euros. Oh, my keyboard's like broken. 700 euros to USD. $800 a month, dude. I low-key like, bro. Oh man, countries like that, I don't know if it's lucky, good, or bad. Like because like here we're like everything's so expensive. Over there, I feel like it's cheaper. You're also making less though, so it's like when people can flush you out, like with the U.S. money.
800, even 1,000 euros if they're
I'm
lucky.
understanding.
But
It's like
even then,
1,200.
the reality isn't much brighter.
Wow.
Finding a decent place to live in or near the city centre for under 600 euros, nearly impossible.
Wow.
Most rentals now fall somewhere between 650 and
I saw
1,000
401.
euros
Hey,
a
stop
month.
complaining. Stop the video. Stop the video. Y'all are fine. No.
You don't need a
Y'all are
calculator to
fine,
figure
bruh.
out what's left after rent. Barely enough to cover electricity,
Right.
heating, groceries, or anything else. This isn't just a
scary.
housing issue, it's a question of survival.
Yeah, exactly.
So you might be wondering,
Now with even more tourists, that probably makes that feeling even more. I'm so smart.
how do things get this extreme?
Basically, Donald Duncan.
While much of Europe faces similar challenges, Greece's situation is especially severe, thanks to something it became infamous for: debt.
Oh.
To understand today's crisis, we need to rewind to the 1970s, when
okay.
Greece emerged from dictatorship
Wait, so I was right.
and
I was
embraced
right. Donald Duck fucking changed the economy forever and led to this uprising of
democracy
houses.
with hopes of a brighter future. To fuel progress, Greece spent heavily, building highways, expanding
Infrastructure and
hospitals,
whatnot, okay.
and growing public sector jobs. For many, it felt like a new era of stability, with steady salaries and pensions. But there was one pretty significant catch. Greece didn't have the money to pay for it. Successive governments
Well, aren't
took
we
on
like
debt.
$30 trillion in debt as the USA? Why can't they just be like a little in debt? Like $1 trillion in debt? That doesn't sound that bad.
Not just in crises, but as a
Right? I don't
routine
know.
policy. So much so, public debt tripled in the 1980s. At first, it didn't seem like a problem. The
Right.
economy was growing and other countries were borrowing too. However, in Greece, where businesses ran largely on cash, cracks were already forming. By the late 1990s, as Greece prepared to join the Eurozone, its debt had climbed to 97% of GDP, far higher than healthier economies
how
like
much
the
are they-
UK, 50%,
Give me a number, bro.
and Japan, 60% at the time. For a country overspending,
Bro, Greece debt amount. Okay, hey, y'all add another 500 billion. Let's fix this economy. Well, yeah, let's just like the USA could give them 500 billion and then we save them. You're welcome.
and under-collecting,
$1 million
it was a disaster waiting to happen. Still, Greece pushed ahead, officially adopting the euro in 2001. But the bigger issue was structural. Unlike before, Greece couldn't devalue its currency or print more money. Adopting the euro had removed both options. The country was trapped with no easy way out.
But man,
the numbers
wait, bro, pictures of Greece, man. But what a beautiful place to be trapped in. Fuck. Wait, is this that Overwatch map? Oh shoot. Yeah, what a beautiful place to be trapped in, I can't lie. So shit.
staggering.
All is well, I
Between
guess.
2009 and 2014,
trolling.
Greece's economy shrank by over 25%,
How big did
a
Airbnb
near
get?
total collapse. By 2010, Greece was forced to accept a $110 billion bailout from the EU and IMF. That
Okay.
rescue came at a steep cost. To repay its
So
debt,
they did already
Greece
get bailed out.
slashed public spending. 1 in 4 government workers lost their
And
job.
now they have 400 billion? Oh shit. Alright. Never mind. Lame ass country, bro.
And those
Right.
remaining faced pay cuts of up to 30%. Healthcare systems broke down, leaving thousands without care as taxes continued to rise.
Right. Okay.
For many Greeks, the country no longer felt like their own. To recover, Greece doubled down on tourism, its most reliable asset. With 6,000 islands and nearly 14,000 kilometers of coastline, it upgraded hotels, eased visa rules, and promoted
Okay,
its
that's good.
natural
Bro, there's
beauty.
like a fly on me, bro. Yeah,
The
wait, bro, I just
strategy
saw every
paid
single one of
off.
those pictures
In
online.
2009, under 20 million tourists visited. By 2024, that number soared to 41 million, a 200%
$22
increase,
billion.
bringing in $22 billion.
That makes sense, bro.
To complement their new
Hey, whoever
approach,
started that
the Greece
Airbnb trend, smart. Very smart. Smart man. Smart man.
Golden Visa
woman.
program was launched in 2013.
Very woke
A
of you.
€250,000 property purchase granted a 5-year residency, a policy that successfully drew over $5 billion in
Wow.
foreign real estate
Okay, they
investment
locked in.
over the past decade. On the surface, it looked like a smart solution to the crisis. But
Right.
most of the 16,000 properties purchased weren't for living. They were investments.
The Gambanis family
Okay.
are pioneers of
they
short-term
were.
rentals in Greece.
So, like, no
8
one
years
lives
ago,
there.
they started renting out this apartment for some additional income. And the income, often from overseas visitors holidaying in Athens, helped them save this property from repossession.
Wow.
In fact, 94% of these purchases were
What?
converted into rentals, spending most of the income overseas and creating long-term consequences for the
Wow.
local housing market.
That's crazy.
Before there was
interesting.
time to respond, locals were priced out of their own childhood
Yeah,
neighborhood.
just like that, bro. Dude.
Protests soon filled the streets, not just against
yeah?
rising costs, but to defend
Where
the
would you
soul
move?
of their cities. By 2024, rising public anger forced the Greek government to
Wow.
act.
Yeah, what
It
do you
raised the
do?
golden visa
Man,
profit.
fuck Airbnb. Just fucking ban that shit. Crash their stock, man. Ultimate domination. Everyone gets fucked in this
The
situation.
investment threshold offered incentives to convert short-term rentals into
Right.
long-term leases,
Sure.
tightened regulations on platforms like Airbnb,
Okay, good.
and imposed a one-year freeze on new short-term rental registrations
that's
in
crazy.
parts of Athens.
That's pretty cool.
The effect of these
Like-
changes are yet to be determined, but what is clear is that policymakers
working?
are becoming increasingly more active in regulating this space. The affordable housing crisis
sense.
isn't just a Greek problem. It's now a full-blown issue across the EU.
Wow.
The European Commission has started floating the idea of tapping into its massive €392 billion cohesion
And that's because of
fund
an app.
to
I could only dream of like having an effect on that. Like something like technology-wise, like that strong, that powerful, that you are like crushing an entire continent's, like honestly, like housing market. That's pretty cool. In like a very evil, sinister way. I'm sorry. I don't know. That's
support
crazy.
affordable housing efforts across member states. Would throwing that kind of money into the problem fix it? Probably not. The roots of this crisis go much deeper, and solving it will take more than cash. Still, it's a step in the right direction.
That's pretty interesting. A little
Until
bit.
then, ordinary Greeks will continue to navigate an increasingly hostile housing market,
Thanks, dude.
priced out of their communities and struggling to stay afloat.
Nice
Behind
video.
the glossy
I feel like I
tourism
just learned
ads
something.
lies a country fighting to reclaim its livability, where the right to a home shouldn't be a casualty of economic recovery or foreign investment.
Yeah, very, very true. Thank you. Thank you very much. That was a good video. I fuck with that one.